name's MG, and I'm so glad that you joined me again for a story. This is my little friend, Seamus the cat, and he likes to listen to stories with us. And today I wanted to tell you one of my favorite stories, and it's about how we might imagine that something could happen, okay? And it's a poem that my grandma used to recite to me when I was a little girl at bedtime. It's called A Legend of the Northland, and it was written about 150 years ago by a lady named Phoebe Cary. Away, away in the Northland, where the hours of the day are few, and the nights are so long in winter, they cannot sleep them through, where they harness the swift reindeer to the sledges when it snows, and the children look like little bear's cubs in their funny furry clothes. They tell them a curious story. I don't believe it's true, and yet you may learn a lesson if I tell the tale to you. Once when the good St. Peter lived in the world below and walked about it preaching, just as he did, you know, he came to the door of a cottage in traveling round the earth, where a little woman was making cakes and baking them on the hearth. And being faint with fasting, for the day was almost done, he asked her of her store of cakes to give him a single one. So she made a very little cake. But as it baking lay, she looked at it and thought it seemed too large to give away. Therefore she needed another and still a smaller one, but it looked, when she turned it over, as large as the first had done. Then she took a tiny scrap of dough and rolled it flat and baked it thin as a wafer. But she couldn't part with that. For she said, my cakes that seem so small when I eat of them myself are yet too large to give away. So she put them on the shelf. Then the good St. Peter grew angry, for he was hungry and faint, and surely such a woman was enough to provoke a saint. He said, you are far too selfish to dwell in human form, to have both food and shelter and fire to keep you warm. Now you shall build as the birds do, and you shall get your scanty food by boring and boring and boring all day in the hard, dry wood. Then up she flew through the chimney, never speaking a word, and out of the top flew a woodpecker, for she was changed to a bird. She had a scarlet cap on her head, and that was left the same, but all the rest of her clothes were burned, black as a coal in the flame. And every country schoolboy has seen her in the wood, where she lives in the woods to this very day, boring and boring for food. And this is the lesson she teaches. Live not for yourself alone, lest the needs you will not pity shall one day be your own. Give plenty of what is given to you. Listen to pity's call. Don't think the little you give is great, and the much you get is small. Now, my little ones, remember that, and try to be kind and good. When you see the woodpecker's sooty dress, and then her scarlet hood, you mayn't be changed to a bird, though you live as selfishly as you can, but you will be changed to a smaller thing, a mean and selfish man or woman. And that's the end of our story for tonight. I want you to have a good night's sleep, and you can dream dream about beautiful birds in your sleep. And be thankful that you get to stay nice and warm and cozy in your own bed. And remember that there are other people who might not have as much as you do. But if we share with one another the things that we do have, we're all happier and wealthier people for it. Good night. I'll see you next time.